I'm Debbie. It's the 4th day of Christmas and my uncle said to me, I'm stuck in the house all the time. I never get a break from my family. I have to work from home and deal with the kids. What am I going to do? And I said, I have 4 tips for you. So we're going to do 2 different things today, all with the goal of building your toolbox. Let's get started. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I can't tell you, these little cymbals, percussion instruments, because I'm doing a big body motion, I'm making sound, I'm doing something silly. It feels good, it's so much fun. Okay, let's do this again. Oh, this is fun. Okay, well, let's get serious for now. Connect with your inner child. Tip number 1. Go back to when you were a kid, a good time in your life, and something you liked to do. Did you like to sit and look at the clouds? Did you like to climb trees? Think of something you liked to do and remember it. Remember that feeling you had of just being alive. You didn't pay attention to time. You didn't pay attention to worries. You just went with the flow, did what you wanted to do, and enjoyed it. Connect with that feeling of just finding something you love to do and doing it, remembering it, and feel it, experience it. Find that inner child in yourself. As adults, we tend to get caught up in all the worries and the responsibilities. Put a pause on it. Get something fun, or just take a few minutes and remember it, because the act of remembering and mentally experiencing something in your head is still very powerful. Athletes use it to help train. It's called visualization, and athletes use it as an actual training tool. They've got the physical training they do, and then they do the mental training, and part of that mental training is to visualize in their heads the physical activity. So go back to your memory and either find a place where you can do it in your home or just relive it in your head. It will bring you joy. Another thing you can do is take an object, a nature object. It could be a butterfly, a bird, a bee, a plant, a flower, a tree, a blade of grass, a mushroom. It could be anything. In this case, I've taken my house plant. So this is a cactus that I got. It's beautiful. So just look at it, touch it. Look at the underneath of the leaf. You see it's a different color and texture than the top of the leaf. The top of the leaf is shinier and smooth. The bottom of the leaf is a bit rougher and I can see veins. Doesn't have a smell, but the top of the leaf is very smooth and it's pleasant to touch. And it's, look at the beautiful rich green color of my cactus. Look at that. And this cactus just sits, I have one leaf that's a little bit unhappy, but the rest are really healthy looking. This cactus just sits in my window. Most of the time I don't pay it any attention. I just actually never realized how beautiful it is. And look, I can see some new tiny little cactus leaves shooting out of the soil. Just take a bit of time and appreciate something in nature, and that will reconnect you with just your sense of wonder and awe and your sense of just the beauty that we're surrounded with on this planet and the beauty of the food that we put in our bodies. And just take some time to appreciate something that you've never looked at carefully before. This is the river today. It was -15 and the water is starting to freeze. The ice was cracking and popping. Isn't it beautiful? Amazing sound. So these are all kinds of different things you can do. Just take a few minutes and appreciate and experience something in your natural world that you've never paid attention to before. It will help reconnect you with nature. It will help reconnect you with your sense of appreciation, your sense of beauty, your sense of awe, your sense of wonder, your sense of curiosity. And these are all really good things to be connected with as a human being. We need to spend some time for our mental health, kind of just living these questions. So, now in the theme of food and kitchen, I have some other tips for you. One of my absolute favorite kitchen items that I have, and it's around $10. So it's a water strainer, but what makes this interesting is it has clips, and you push the clips and you can clip it on your pan or your bowl. I am going to clip this on my pot, and then I will show you what it looks like. So this is made of silicone, which means it can stand high temperatures. So boiling water is not going to bother it. So you clip it on your pot or your bowl like this. You see how it's clipped on. You flip up this part, and let's say I was making spaghetti. Instead of struggling with trying to drain the spaghetti, I just go like this, and the water drains out and the spaghetti stays there. Or potatoes, or any vegetable, anything that you need to strain the water out. Then I throw it in the dishwasher, and it's ready for my next use. It makes a great stocking stuffer. The link will be in the description below. If you know somebody who cooks, they will love this as a gift. And I will make a small commission from it, but you will not pay extra for me to get my small commission. So what's tip number 2? Let's go. We gotta have fun here. Oh, that's so much fun. Do something fun. At least a few times a week. Take a few minutes to do something fun for yourself, and something fun with your family or with your friends. And if you're in lockdown, you can still do fun stuff through Zoom or Messenger. There's lots of games you can play together online. You're each in your own home, but you can have fun together. Having fun is really important for our mental health, and it will help us be resilient and strong to get through this lockdown isolation and this pandemic winter and this unholiday. So, tip number 2. Item number 2 for you is, if you cook, you need a proper knife. This is a chef's knife. It was not expensive. But with this knife, you keep it sharp, you can cut like this, and then you can cut like this. You will be able to slice very quickly. This is an indispensable tool. In fact, I have quite a few knives in my drawer. 90% of the time, this is the one I use. The only time I use a different knife is if I need a really small knife, like a paring knife. This makes a great gift, and it's not expensive. And once again, I'll put a link in the description to knives like this. Tip number 3. Are you ready? It's going to be big now. I'm going to do a big one. Tip number 3. It was still fun. Are you laughing yet? Are you laughing? Can you tell me what tip number 3 is? Come on. I know you know it. I already just said the word. I just said it. Laugh. You've got to laugh every day. And if you're not feeling happy, find something to laugh about. Find a way to laugh. Find some jokes, watch some comedy, think of something funny that happened in your life and remember it. Really important, laugh every day. Laugh by yourself or laugh with your friends. If you're not feeling in a laughing mood, force yourself to find something to laugh about. It will totally change your mental outlook. If you laugh enough, it will help you. Laughter is really powerful medicine. So make a commitment, write it down. I will laugh every day. Tip number 3. And what's my third item for you? If you buy bottled water, but you live in an area where your water is safe to drink and the quality is okay, get yourself a Brita filter and get rid of the bottled water. Unless we live in an area where our water is really unsafe or it's extremely muddy and, obviously really awful, We don't need to buy bottled water because, at least in North America, there are some exceptions. There are some areas where the water quality is not good. But in a lot of the larger urban areas, our water is safe and our water is fine. If you don't like the taste, the Brita filter actually does a really good job at removing some of those off odors and off tastes that you might not like and giving you a water that tastes like really good spring water. And it's so inexpensive compared to buying bottled water. Plus, you're not putting all of that plastic into the environment. Even though it can be recycled, technically it can be recycled, a lot of the plastic, most of the plastic that we send to recycling does not get recycled. That's another story. I did a video on that, so go check it out if you're interested in this topic. But we don't need to buy bottled water unless our water is it's unsafe because it has pathogens and microbes that could make us sick or kill us, or it's obviously so muddy and so stinky we can't drink it. You ready for tip number 4? This is a biggie. Okay, let's go. How much noise can I make? Can I make a lot of noise? Let's see. These are small. They don't make a lot of noise. But still, I did my best to make the biggest noise I could. Making noise is actually a lot of fun. Kids are noisy, right? Why? They're having fun. Remember tip number 1? Okay, and tip number 2, and tip number 3. Whoops, my antlers are falling off. Santa would not be pleased with that. Tip number 4, make a list. What do you control? So what do you control? I'm going to tell you my list. I control myself. I control my schedule. I control my nutrition. And I control my priorities. So I'll make a list, 3 to 6 things. What do you control in your life? Now, let's make another list. What do I not control? I don't control the pandemic. I don't control if we're in lockdown. I don't control other people, and I don't control food prices. So, I've got my 4 things, what I control and what I don't control. This is what you're going to do with them. You're going to look at one of the things you don't control, and you're going to ask yourself, is there anything that I can do to control a little piece of that? So let's take the example of food prices. Unless you go to an independent grocer where you might be able to negotiate a little bit, basically, we don't have much control over the price of our food. We're stuck with whatever it is. But if we break it down into pieces, there are elements of that that we might be able to control. For example, you might be able to shop at one place or at another place, depending either on what's on sale or what the prices are like. You can choose what to buy and what not to buy. So for example, I'm in the cold north. Tomatoes are expensive. I decided yesterday when I prepared my grocery order, I'm not buying tomatoes for a few months. And that's it. We just live without. There's canned tomatoes. There's other vegetables. There's plenty of other healthy options. I will not be depriving my family of nutrition if we don't have fresh tomatoes for a few months because they're very expensive. So you can change your thinking a little bit. Look at the options. There are always elements that you can control. Maybe you can't control the whole piece, but you can control a part of it. So that is going to help you feel like, okay, I'm not totally at the mercy of whatever is going on. There are strategies and things I can do to make what I don't control still work better for me. Now, of course, you cannot completely control the pandemic or lockdown. There are still things we are not going to control, but you can look at ways that you can change your behavior to have more control and to reduce the frustration, to reduce all the negativity and the difficulty of what we're all going through. So that is my 4th tip for you. And the 4th suggestion I have for a little stocking stuffer is this. It's a cooking thermometer, and it has this so that you can pin it on the plate, on the pan. You're making candy, you're working with hot liquids, and you need to have a continuous temperature reading of what you're cooking, then this is indispensable. Once again, not expensive. So that's my 4th stocking stuffer idea for you. I hope you like this content. If you did, click the like button. If you want to see more content like this, click the subscribe button. If you want to know when I upload videos so that you can watch them, click the bell. There's the bell. See the bell? And share with your friends. And I hope that these tips help you. We're putting them in our pandemic toolbox. And these gifts, they're not expensive. So if you're on a budget but you still want to give a gift, here's some very inexpensive, useful, practical ideas for you. Put a comment. Let me know. Have you tried any of these tips? Have you tried any of these gifts? Do you think this will help you? Put it in the comments. I'd like to know. And come back tomorrow for day 5 with 5 tips. And we're going to do another recipe. I'm going to stop talking now. Have a good day, everybody. Bye. Okay, one more time. I got to do this. Last one.